28.
That's enough. That's good.
Yeah, you only need 20.
Yeah, you only need
I
20.
know, but if there's
It's
two
like
more.
Well, I made sure that.
That's why I give the extra, that's why Michaela told me to give the extra piece of paper.
Well, because some people might think they're registered and they're not.
They don't have to, you have to be an elector.
Right,
They can
Yeah.
have the intent.
right.
So, and I just ask them if they're an elector, or just make sure they're, or if they make sure they haven't signed two paper, but I didn't know if somebody was running besides us.
Yeah,
Can sign two, they can't sign three.
Right.
right.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people because Mike got up earlier than I did that day. Say, okay, I'm done.
Oh, they've already signed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's gonna show.
What happens if you were-
We have
You're here.
two. We have two.
No, we have more than two. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Michael
six.
and Michael and Lauren.
And Lauren,
7, 8.
Right.
And Sam can't vote because she's not here for the,
Oh, yeah.
and she can vote on, if it's a town board meeting, she can vote,
Right, but not the public.
but
hearing.
not
Not
a
for
town
here.
meeting.
Not for the not the special town meeting.
Yeah, town meetings, people have to actually be physically
Present.
here. The government made an exception during COVID.
Mm.
It was like a one-time where you could have
It'd be Zoom.
room, yeah. But
Oh, yeah, but so for like the number of voters or whatever.
Yes.
It has to be the people in this room.
Yes.
and not only that, but they also, I mean, I don't know who would come here who wasn't an elector, but a voter,
Yes.
but there could be people and they don't get to vote.
Yeah.
Because they're here.
So like some people that own property might be here and they might come, but they will have had to have been living consistently in that property for 28
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Remember the one year I got plowed in?
Yes. Was that up for a town meeting?
That was for this.
Oh, for the levy meeting?
Somebody plowed me in.
Well, the town.
Yeah,
let's see now, how'd that go? We had, remember we didn't have this set up yet.
No.
No.
I remember you saying you can't make it down.
Were you on the
because
phone?
you
Were you on
called-
the phone or not?
You must have been on the phone.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
on the phone. But John passed and saw it. I mean, there was enough I could have walked out.
That's
And he's like, oh, I passed. I saw you. Never gonna get your car out. I'm like, John.
That's Amy.
Oh, hello, Amy.
Hi.
Oh, you don't sound that great. Sorry.
I'm better. I just still have that Paloxid mouth or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked Cora to ask Dr. Margie if it'll make a superbug if I quit. And she said, no, it won't make a superbug, but she'd like me to continue it if I can stand it. I think I'm still going to quit because I feel better. So.
Well, we're glad you can join us. And as
Yeah,
well,
without my
Samantha's-
germs.
And Samantha's joining us from the warmth of another location.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hi,
Make that rule.
Hi.
Make a rule, you have to be in our continent.
Yeah, right, right,
No fair being in short sleeves, and hot,
right. Well, the rest of us are in flannel and
wolves.
it's dark. It's probably still light out down there.
Actually, it's 12 hours of sunlight. Because they're so close to the equator, there's really no difference.
Oh,
So
okay.
What's
there's
the
no,
time?
yeah,
Is the time
there's no,
zone?
daylight savings time.
Same time.
What time is it there?
6:45. We're 2 hours ahead.
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of time, it is 4:45 PM here on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. And I will call this special town board meeting of the town of LaPointe to order. Mike Anderson,
Here.
Amy Baxter,
Here by Zoom.
Here by Zoom. Susan Brenna,
Here.
Samantha Dobson,
Here by Zoom.
Glenn Carlson here. We also have our town clerk and our town administrator with us. So we have one item of business, which is for us to call a special town meeting. And that is resolution, and we are going to change the numbering on that. It'll be 2023-1205B, like boy, or B, like B. To convene a special town meeting, and the purpose of the special town meeting is to approve the purchase of real estate within the town of LaPointe, pursuant to the acquisition of the assets of the Madeline Island Ferry Line. The date that I've been advised by our town clerk, we have really like three options: the 26th, the 27th, or the 28th of December, in order to get this by the end of the year, which is the goal for the Harbor Commission to be able to sign their documents. I won't be here the 26th, likely. I'll be traveling. 28th is a little close.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at the 27th.
I would have to zoom in. I
Okay.
could for sure zoom in.
So is there a motion to call for a special town meeting on December 27th for the purpose of approval by the electors of purchase of real
Do we
estate?
know time?
What time?
5 p.m. That
I'll make a motion to approve a special town board meeting for resolution 2023-1205B to convene a special town board meeting for December 27th.
Yep.
At 5 p.m.
great.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We will call a special town meeting. Next item on the agenda is adjournment.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. There a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The special town board meeting is adjourned. No, wait, Jim, there are lots more meetings coming up. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Hello, Susie. Welcome. Hello, this one has to be public hearing. Public hearing, 5 p.m. Okay. Yep. Fun.
Pass back on. See who's here.
Yeah, good. Hey, Mary. Everyone would sign in if you haven't already, and there is a budget book. You get the budget book.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Thank you. What?
1912, on his way to a campaign rally in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
But that really, the more like we have our meeting in the mornings, Michael Collins sits here, nothing blows right on us. Just gets my right shoulder, he gets his bald head. He says, "One." Oh.
There's a whole road. That's it. When I would have this sort of. Here, that was a micro. Mike.
Mike.
Yeah.
That gets you for this last week.
Very sad.
Oh.
He's on the game.
Okay, because that's very Sanders show.
Yeah, well, he's dead.
Yeah,
It's sort of a good condition.
Unless there's somebody named.
it could be.
rest of your people, you won't miss them.
That's what I thought too, but
Did we start early? Whoever we showed up.
oh, because they didn't know that we were having a
So we
special
had a meeting before the public hearing.
5 weeks. Like on Friday when we knew that we were going.
Yeah.
The result of the Harvard session, right, the Q and A, it's like, okay, let's have a public. And so it was like, okay, we have to have
Like,
a
I
town
had to.
meeting, call a special town meeting.
Everybody comes in at once, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cause I have that 15 days that I have to have it posted.
right,
Cause we like had to do that meeting today.
yes, exactly, exactly. Hello, Evan.
Still going. Got 3 little dogs.
All right.
Same for the town or just? I don't have, I get.
Okay.
No, I, that one time. That looked like that,
Okay.
but,
Well, then I'll talk.
yeah. Not that. Yeah, I always call Ken. No, it's like whenever I get done with the job. So like I would voicemails at like midnight.
Perfect. That's like, I actually don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Worked.
It's over here. So I don't know.
Is that your
I need to
boy?
pick a better spot. Yeah.
No, that's Gene. Hey Nelson.
Could turn that dust.
He's had that for 3 years.
Yeah.
Him and John Sheldon slept in one water. Which take 110-degree night, and they're locked in there and they're not getting out.
Yeah. If I didn't think that, yeah.
Oh, Sammy, I got all sorts of room.
Yeah, yeah, same without Amy. Oh. For Alex.
Actually.
Greetings.
No.
Did you? You did? Really?
I had one person the last. Really?
Is that new?
Kind of surprised me.
First time?
Yeah, well, yeah. Just kind of like, but what do you do? Thank you.
Huh.
One that refused me last time, some stick cone,
Well, that big.
Huh.
but I purposely didn't. That person.
Well, sure, why?
I figured it was, you know.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, she's smart. In case she gets in trouble, it'll help.
Yeah, you gotta keep her in order.
My recollection is I just. We don't have. a really, discussion, but. Sure, go ahead. Yeah. Well, better have.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, well.
Yes.
Big place to crowd.
No. I don't know what happened to Larry Smith.
I don't know.
Right now.
Yes.
I mean, anybody, yeah.
Just keeps getting smaller. Yeah. The more people you have, the smaller they get.
You know.
I think at some point. I think the body. Thank you.
Yeah, the one up at the fire, or the emergency service building, and all that. Cause it's.
Yeah, they get, now, it only gets so small and then it goes to.
We had that, there was a lot of participants in that first meeting. You know,
Oh, yeah, the law enforcement one.
yeah, it was like 140 people, I mean, between the people
Oh, yeah.
in the room and then, yeah,
That was a.
there was a lot of people.
It was.
But I remember looking at that screen.
Well, yeah. They don't throw a bit. I mean. Yeah.
And then if you.
Yeah, they must have gotten.
Yeah.
Stuff like. that.
Okay, it is 5:00 PM on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. I'm going to call this public hearing to order. The purpose of the public hearing is to discuss the 2024 proposed budget. And everyone, please, before we get started, if you haven't signed in, if you would at some point sign in. And also to there were copies of the town budget book. So if you didn't get one, if you can share with somebody, or there might be still one left, okay. The format is for the first meeting, we're gonna have actually 3 meetings in sequence here. The first meeting is this public hearing. The purpose of that really is to hear comments and try to answer any questions that people have about the proposed budget for 2024. The second, and really that is open to anybody who has a question or comment. The second meeting, once we have heard all the comments and answered any questions, will be a special town meeting. And the purpose of that meeting is to vote on an increase in the levy in addition to the allowable levy amount. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But at that meeting, we will have any discussion about that. But when it comes time to vote, that is only open to people who are, first of all, in this room. And secondly, who are actually town electors, voters, in other words. Once that is taken care of, and that's the only business for that meeting, then following that immediately is another town board meeting, a special town board meeting, at which, depending upon the vote on the levy, the town board approves the budgets going forward for 2024. So that's the plan. And so I will just open it up if people would raise your hand or indicate on the screen that you have a question. Mike Stark.
Okay, I just want the town board to know that I just got an email yesterday from the county from Romaine Quinn, where the state has increased the amount of money they're sending to the county this year. This is as of November 17th. So it's the new memo. It says previously Ashland County received $826,000 in shared revenue. Under the new plan, you will see an increase of $609,000, increasing the county's total aid to $1,435,494. So then the county is now, as of this, getting the extra money, and the beginning paragraph said to keep up with the rising costs of providing law enforcement, fire protection, EMS. So just to make sure that everybody knows that that just passed, because I know that our budget has got more money and the county has been giving us the appropriate share.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Mike.
I'll give you a copy of this letter.
Okay, if you could get that to Alex.
I sent an email to it, but
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? John?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, with Ashland County cutting us off, how much overtime did the 2 officers get this past year? And the amount of money that costs the town? And the second part of my question would be, what's happening next year to make sure that we stay within our budget with the police department?
Good. Thank you, John. 2 questions. I don't have an answer off the top of my head on the first, but I know it has been the amount of overtime we've had this year is really a couple of factors. One is a shortage of staffing. We lost a full-time officer. And so to even keep up with the amount of law enforcement that we did have, and it did force us to depend upon Ashland County some this year for coverage. I want to say
20,000 more probably.
Yes. I mean, it was, I think the overtime amount was in the neighborhood of 50 to 60,000 overall. So about 20,000 more than budgeted, an enormous amount that we can't sustain. And so next year, we are budgeting much less overtime. We will be getting a 3rd full-time officer coming in, starting in this month. But we're budgeting much less overtime. And frankly, that is the entire reason for the increase in the proposed levy is the $135,000 that Ashland County has cut from what they provided for law enforcement. But does that answer your question, John?
Not really.
Okay, you want to rephrase it?
Well, who's in charge of making sure the police department doesn't go over the budget? That's one that should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think initially it's the police chief, but then the town administrator, and then finally the town board.
Yes, so the $50,000 and $60,000, does that include, is that just wages, or is that what the town actually puts into the employee? I mean, they get their wages, but then the retirement and all that stuff, the total amount the town has to pay out for the employee.
Yeah. Again, this last year was unusual because of the staffing shortage that was unforeseen. So we did incur some unexpected overtime. We are pretty firm. I think the town board is pretty firm in not having any unexpected overtime next year. If we have a minimal amount budgeted, we are going to be relying a great deal on Ashland County next year. And that, we are trying to, we're working with the chief and with the administration, trying to minimize the impact on, the people who live here year round, but we're going to have to rely on them.
So was it the $50,000 or $60,000 you said?
How much we spent in overtime last year?
Is that total, or is that per employee, or?
I think that's the aggregate, the total amount. Yeah. Yeah, but don't hold me to that exact number, but it's in that ballpark.
What could be, is there a way we are going to see that exact number?
We can get that. Yeah. Not tonight, but we can get that number. Absolutely. We'll have it at the next board meeting. Any other questions, Robin?
What does rely on Ashland County mean? Rely on for emergency, or they're gonna be over it?
Rely on means that we don't have local police on the island for certain periods of time.
So that rely on means that if there's an emergency,
They have to come over
wherever they are.
wherever they are. Yep.
I had another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, and it's probably because don't understand this, is the town square on page 6, it says the third bullet. The town's allowable levy limit. Why would it be lower than last year's levy?
Probably because I'm loan repayments.
Correct.
Yeah. So our levy limit goes up with new construction. But it goes down to the extent that we have paid off loans that we don't need.
Well, if you don't owe as much, so the levy goes down.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's a good thing then.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Jim?
I have a question on page 13. The third item down, the expressive relief contract.
That's for the revaluation. That's the look at every single property on the island.
yeah, you started.
He's done. He's already done it.
You gotta
It'll be as property as of January 1st.
I'm just curious, has he spent 2 months, 3 months?
year.
Yeah, I mean, he spent pretty much the whole year on this. Was he over here every single day? No, but I think I think the normal amount that we spend on an assessor in a given year is like in the 20,000 range, 20 to 30,000. So pretty much all of that extra is related to needing to have the revaluation done. Where he actually physically goes to every single property on the island and writes up apparently the detail that we're going to see online on every property. This next go around is quite extensive.
The other question I have is on page 20.
Okay.
Planning and zoning. It's got Since the 2024 expenditure of $45,499.
Yes. Is that the signage? Is that the road numbering? Fire numbers, the new fire numbers.
Right.
Mary, you had
Cost of the fire numbers, cost of installing the fire.
both together. Yeah. Mary, you had a question?
I'm just not finding, in the designated funds where the money raised from the emergency services polka ball extravagant, but.
That is true. It is not in this program. It's a fund that was created after the fact and, we were using existing spreadsheets and before Barb left, she did not put it in those spreadsheets. I mean, I can tell you that it was in the ballpark of $31,000.
So
But it exists, it just didn't show up in here.
the last report I posted a little less.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
Yeah, there was discussed with the Q&A with the Harbor Commission, but I'm still not understanding why revenues it's showing 70 grand coming in Jackson Harbor income on page 11. And then it's go on page 12. The ferry line contribution for the documents of 50. Said it's internal accounting. Right?
Yeah, so the Harbor Commission at this point, for at least this next year, it is obligated to make those payments in lieu of the ferry line making those payments. So they'll make them out of the revenues that they receive from the ferry line operation. You know, going forward, whether or not it continues to make sense to have the internal accounting where the dock lease payment shows up, the payment from the Harbor Commission to the town, you know, that is internal accounting. But this year, because the town budget does depend on those revenues, the Harbor Commission has to come up with that funding, and I believe they expect to have to come up with that.
I have no idea how is the payments on the ferry lines will be coming to the harbor. Not for just the dockers, the revenues.
Well, that's still being worked out. But you know, the town Harbor Commission is definitely, you know, entitled to the revenues and entitled to pay the expenses of operating the ferry line going forward from, you know, I assume they're going to sign their agreements by the end of this month. So starting January 1st of next year, the revenues and the expenses of the ferry line will flow through the Harbor Commission and their books. Yeah, exactly how logistically that happens, I don't know at this point. Does that answer your question?
Does anybody on the Harbor Commission know?
There is a question about structure that relates to maintaining tax exempt on opportunity. And the three attorneys that are involved in discussing about that, and that will that will give us direction on the structure where money moves and how it moves and what how it moves. But it's not resolved yet. But it all relates to maintaining the bonds at a tax exempt.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Any other questions or comments?
Well, let me just clarify, I'll give this to Alex, but in the budget book and everything, we've got the money that the county has not been giving us for the police, the $135,000, and we just got notification that they're getting an extra $600,000 So I think we should be meeting with the county to get that money before we approve tax and getting more tax money here.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Any other questions or comments on the budget? Anyone from online? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, hearing is adjourned. I will now call to order the special town meeting of the town of LaPointe, which immediately follows the public hearing. And the purpose of this is to consider, and there is a renumbering we need to do on what the agenda says. It's the resolution number is 2023-1205. A. Okay, it's differentiated by B, which we just recently passed. So I will call this special town meeting to order. We do have a majority. We have the entire town board, but only 3 of the members of the town board are here in person. Mike Anderson, Susan Brennan, and myself, as well as our town clerk, town administrator, and our electors. So we are going to consider the adoption of a resolution by the town to endorse a resolution of the town board that proposes that the town levy exceed the state allowable levy limit under section 66.0602 of the Wisconsin statutes. Specifically, that our proposed tax levy would exceed the allowable tax levy for 2023-2024 by 7.35%, which is a dollar increase of $135,000. And so I would ask if there is a motion, first of all, for that resolution.
I'll make a motion for resolution 1205A be approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Mike?
It raises it by 135,000, which is what the county has not given us for the police department. And now we've just got notification that they're getting an extra $600,000. I don't think we could raise it.
How do we know the county's gonna give us?
Yeah, it's up to the town board.
Pardon me?
How do we know the county will give us?
We don't, but I'm saying we should work with the county to bring in the extra $600,000. And that's
Yeah,
it.
like 43,000.
That's for us.
Yeah.
For the county. Yeah.
That's, but we don't know if this is going to.
They're not going, no. Okay, any other comments, discussion on the levy? Okay, and this is only for people who are here who are electors, and I think there might be almost everyone here as an elector.
I live here 1/3 of the year I'm living now.
Well, if you want to change the voter registration.
An extra day in the week, I could.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the vote is all in favor of the resolution, please raise your hand. Okay. Did you get everyone there, Alex? Okay, all opposed, raise your hand. 1. Okay. The motion passes by a vote of
Needed 1.
20 to 1. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
No, I just thought to approve the actual one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I don't know what we quite do without you, Michaela. So is there a motion to approve the total levy, which is 1 million? No, where is the amount? $1,970,624.
I'll take that one.
Thank you. Is there a second? 7 seconds. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, opposed? One. Motion carries. That's all the business that we have. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Take a motion to adjourn. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much. And now the next item is going to have a special town board meeting. You're more than welcome to stay, of course. So I am going to call this special town board meeting to order regarding the 2024 budget.
It's just that.
Numbers. Sir?
Yeah, we're gonna see some of that.
Yeah, right, that's
I mean, it's so hard. It's that you can do that. Something you can.
Oh, you're right, right.
We really need some really looking for. We don't talk, we don't.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Thank you. So you ready for me to call this meeting to order?
I mean. I don't think we're gonna try. Like.
Hello, Samantha.
Yeah.
Probably break the glass.
Which shatters.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to call this a special town board meeting for the town of La Pointe to order. It is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023 at 5:23 p.m. Take a roll call. Mike Anderson.
Here.
Amy Baxter.
Here.
Susan Brenna.
Here.
Samantha Dobson.
Here.
Glenn Carlson here. We also have our town clerk and our town administrator with us and our public works director and public works major domo.
What?
And we have, yes, there you go. Thank you. As well as the town plan commission and our former clerk, keeping us all in line. So we are here to discuss and finalize the 2024 budget for the tax levy that was just approved by the townspeople. Is there a motion to approve the budget, 2024 general fund budget? Take a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the budget. $170,000.
That's 11. It's 3 million.
Don't leave me here.
But it's 3,850,000.
I don't have it in front of me. I'll make a motion to approve the budget in the amount of $3,859,575.
I'll second.
The budget, excuse me, the budget that's before the town funds is $3,850,850.
Oh, okay. So this has the adjustment. Okay, this has an adjustment for one person's, oh, there you go. Bringing them up to parity on salary. Yeah, sorry. You got it, good, Mike. Just,
Hold on, I'm not taking your word for it again. I got.
okay, all right. So we got 3,859,850 as your motion, right?
Which one? That one.
The designated fund, the general fund.
General fund, total revenue.
I will make a motion to approve the budget in the sum of $3,859,850.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the designated fund budgets. And this is do we want to include the Harbor Commission 18,821,000, or should we do that as a later addition once they have actually signed their?
Why don't we wait on that?
Okay. So that would be designated funds then of 18 sub
18,945.
there. We have six. So expenditures of that amount.
For designated funds.
Yeah.
I will make a motion to approve the expenditures and designated funds in the amount of $532,683.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. You come up with that same number?
Wasn't even trying.
Oh, okay.
You better be right.
I better be, you're right. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is this 2024 schedule of fees. And that's just a whole schedule. So we don't have to read every single. Let's get a motion first.
Well, no reason for resolution that approves the schedule of fees. So unless you just need this to work to draft the resolution, it might not be necessary. It should, like on a regular town board meeting, there should be like a whole resolution that adopts.
I'm fine either way. What does the third think?
So we don't need a motion then?
Well, you, unless you just want to do it, because then you know for sure what the final one is that will be.
Or we could do it at a later date with the resolution. But
Let's wait.
yeah, do the resolution and then.
Yeah.
So we'll just defer that. Is there a motion to defer?
I will make a motion to
The
postpone.
schedule of fees.
He came and called me.
Okay, it's,
Just a second.
we need a second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on deferring schedule of fees vote? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I don't think there can be any more business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you all very much. Have a good rest of your evening.
Is it a 2 pence?
This is definitely my pen. Thank you. All right.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.
Night. Hook up some sun for me.
What?
Yeah, yeah.